In the previous episode of Sailing Bohemia, we replaced our broken solar panel and became self-sufficient for power again. We sailed to the breathtaking Balandra beach and kept our balance with some boat chores. And Peter caught an enormous snapper at the nearby rocky reef. So goodbye to Balandra Beach. We'll always remember it here, I think. It's just started to rain. And there's some northerlies starting in the next couple of days, so it feels like we've reached the end of our time here. It's come to a natural end, but what an amazing, spectacular place. Very special. This morning's sail's working out quite well. We weren't expecting any wind, and we got 10 knots, so not bad.
Today's a bit of an early start. Need to get us going.
We are spoiled for choice as to which beautiful bay on the island to anchor in and call home for the next few days. So we're just debating which one to go for. The one slight complication is that we have nighttime westerly winds which are common around this area called caramels. They don't get super strong, they're up to about 20 knots gusting, but it could make some of these bays a little bit uncomfortable, especially tonight. There's going to be some coming in. So it's a trade-off. We think we're going to just put up with a bit of discomfort and pick somewhere that's going to be beautiful for the rest of the week.
Today's sail is more of a snail pace sail. I think we're doing about 3 knots, but we're trying to save diesel as much as we can. So might be about a 5-hour journey. It's supposed to be 2. Today is the first day that we are going properly off grid. That's it. It's pretty much just over here. We have lost our internet signal and phone signal, and it's just going to be ourselves fending for ourselves. I'm really interested to know how my provisioning skills are doing, whether actually I have bought the right amount of food and mainly the right ingredients for the cooking. Fresh fruit and veg, that's a bit concerning for me. I've got still, cabbage and carrots and all the stuff that kind of lasts a long time. But fresh vegetable and fruit is definitely on my mind, and it would be nice to find a little settlement or village with small shop that I can provision those. But yeah, we shall see how it all goes. Well, we are sailing really slowly towards the island, and there's 2 particular anchorages that I have in mind, and they only take 1 or 2 boats, and there's 2 boats behind us, and they are cheating, they are motoring, and I'll bet you any money that they are taking those spots that we wanted. I need to figure out something, I don't know, I need like a paintball gun, so I can send a clear sign of displeasure. I don't know, rotten eggs.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. We're not moving fast enough. The wind is dying, so we're trying to save as much diesel as possible and not running the engine. But I think we've just reached the point where we're not making any progress, so we're going to have to switch it on.
What depth do you want to anchor?
I think we'll go for 18-ish. Because we're expecting westerlies to come in from behind us tonight, I'm going to go around, turn around and spin out. So we set the anchor for the westerlies. We dig it in backwards effectively. There's a very light breeze now, so we'll set it for what we're expecting to come. So this is the calm before the storm. We are expecting some reasonably strong westerly winds to be blowing, and this anchorage is facing right out to the west. So it could be a bumpy night tonight, but we're not quite sure quite what's going to come.
Oh, it's starting to blow and the swell is coming in. It may be a bit of a rough night, but I'll make sure the cocktails are super strong to help us with this little swell.
Rolling, isn't it? So waiting for the storm. It is a bit rolling, but I made ceviche, which is a raw fish cooked in lime juice. So it's not really raw and it's not really cooked, but it is excellent. And the good news is Tom is eating it as well. How is it? The parasites are lovely.
Yeah, I think it's about 2 hours early what's passed over us. I think we're done with most of it now. The pressure here is already what we were supposed to be getting at 8 p.m. So maybe a couple more hours and it should be done. We've been trapped on the boat since we arrived with the westerlies. They are now done and we're back to northerlies. So we're going for a hike. We're going to go check out the scenery. There's a hike to the top of the canyon, a little trail. So I can't wait to see what's there.
Best arrival. Uber of Espiritu Santo.
Come and get your bags, sir.
Yes, please.
Like Robinson Crusoe on this island. We've got the whole canyon to ourselves. Wow, that is incredible. That's got to be over 30 feet tall, maybe 40.
I think we should try to learn how to make tequila.
No spikes.
No spikes.
Should be nice smooth tequila then.
No, that's...
You found the one spike on the whole thing, did you? This turned into an epic hike, much more so than we set out for, we were expecting. So I think we're just now getting calibrated when the map and the guidebook that we're looking at says little hiking trail. And this is a half-dayer through the canyon, but it's so beautiful, really spectacular. We're just up a dry riverbed, so quite alien landscape still for us. And what a view, makes it all worthwhile.
caught anything for a while, so it's about time to replenish the freezer. Otherwise he may go hungry.
We'll never go hungry on Bohemia. So that's it. Goodbye to Espiritu Santo and Isla Perdida for this season, for this year at least. We are headed north. We don't know quite where we're going to drop anchor north of here, but we'll do probably a half-day sail and see where the wind will take us, quite literally. Hopefully it'll stay strong enough throughout that we don't need to motor. We're just coming out the bay now, and then we plan to just turn the engine off for the duration. We're heading into a transitionary phase in the wind. We're kind of in a transitionary season right now when the strong winter northerlies stop and they give way to weaker, lighter summer air, usually coming from the south. Today we've got westerlies that should have already stopped by now according to the forecast, but we decided to kind of take our chances and assume that the forecast is wrong. These westerlies are going to be perfect if they stay for about 4 hours. They'll be all we need to sail to the next set of islands north. So hopefully they will stay about 10 knots from the west throughout the whole sail, and we don't need to be trimming the sails and doing all that stuff. So yeah, it should be good. That will do for now.
I really hope that the wind is gonna stay for us. We have not been very lucky on last 2 passages. It was just too weak. So it'll be amazing that we can cover this 20 miles, but just by sailing.
The wind calmed as we turned north and we reached for our favourite sail.
It shows you how long ago we were flying our spinnaker. It's right at the bottom of the lazaret.
Typical. Might not see Peter again for a few hours. Is that the right bag?
Yeah.
We've got the first mate springing into action after his morning coffee.
Buzzing!
What was in there?
I need to make sure that the captain is doing it correctly. This last time it didn't go that well. The ropes were all tangled, the spinnaker was tangled. Can't be trusted. Can't get the staff nowadays.
Speaking of not being able to get the staff, Karma was already on its way back to the first mate.
Oops. Yeah, I totally overlooked that the rod was actually in the way of the line for the spinnaker. But luckily, I always attach my rod to the stanchion, so all is well. I need to move it to the back of the boat now. This is what happens when we've got a small boat. Well, if the dinghy wasn't here, I would be always using this area to fish.
We'll cut the dinghy free.
Yeah, let's do that.
What's it ever done for us?
Stupid dinghy. I never wanted one anyway. It's always so much faff to get the sails sorted. But that's the price you have to pay for free travel.
Sailing is the most expensive and time-consuming way to travel for free.
I think the wind is a bit confused today.
Well, we reefed the main to get it out the way, stop it from shading the wind from the spinnaker, which worked for a couple of miles, but now really the apparent wind has caught up with us and there is nothing going on. So it's become a waiting game, an exercise in patience. There is going to be more wind filling in later this afternoon from the opposite direction, so hopefully we'll manage to wait it out just for a few hours of being becalmed, and then we can start traveling for free again. Yay, we're sailing again! Amazing! it happened just as forecast for once. Really bang on. So we just had to keep the faith. We were bobbing around for a bit while we had lunch and caught up on our emails. So it was actually just perfect. And then the wind came from almost the opposite direction, exactly as predicted. So we jibed the spinnaker the lazy way by taking it all the way down, socking it, and putting it back up on the other side. And now we're charging along at 4.5 knots towards our next destination, which is going to be, we've decided, Isla San Francisco. Can't wait. The wind built steadily and Bohemia started to charge north over the flat sea.
It's always fantastic to be sailing and really fast as well. I think we're doing about 6 knots. My mood always gets happier when we are sailing fast. I'm just praying for the fish. It's been about 2 hours and nothing. We may need to be eating dried soy chunks. Ooh, sounds delicious.
Just what I've been eating for the past 20 years.
Yeah.
The wind stayed with us all the way to Isla San Francisco, where we dropped anchor and settled in. Join us next time on Sailing Bohemia, where we sail to Isla San Jose and explore its giant cactus and mangrove forests. And Peter's fishing dry spell comes to a spectacular end, filling our freezer and our stomachs for a week. Special thanks in this episode go to our newest patrons, Nick from California and BJ and Kenny from Indiana. Thank you so much, and here's to you. If you enjoyed this episode, then please let YouTube know all about it by leaving a comment, giving the episode a like, and subscribing to the channel. See you next time!